This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Jacqueline has the night off. Topping our news, new information about that deadly train derailment in Washington state. The debut ride of Amtrak 501, a faster route between Seattle and Portland, was tragically cut short Monday morning. All but one of its 13 train cars derailing, many crashing onto the interstate below. Marcy Gonzalez has the latest.
Those crumpled and ripped apart rail cars lifted by cranes onto flatbeds and hauled from the scene of Monday's deadly Amtrak accident.
Amtrak 501, emergency. We are on the ground.
Amtrak 501 was traveling from Seattle to Portland on the inaugural run of a new, faster rail service, rounding a curve over Interstate 5 in DuPont, Washington, when it derailed.
People are flying, you're like, oh my God, this is real.
Investigators now say the train was going well over twice the speed limit, 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone.
That is crazy.
Rail cars sent spilling over the overpass, some crashing onto the busy highway during the morning rush, crushing 7 vehicles.
Oh my God, that train is derailed over the freeway.
Commuters jumping from their vehicles to help.
One of the trains had tipped upside down and kind of spilled the passengers out, and then the train came down on top of them. When people are pinned under the train, I grabbed the dude's hand and was rubbing his back, and I was just like, I'm so impressed by you. You're a champion. And just talking to him.
More than 70 people injured, 3 on board the train killed. Among them, rail advocate Jim Humray and transit employee Zach Wilhoyd.
We also have crew members who have survived, and so interviewing them to understand what was going on immediately prior to the derailment is going to be very important for the investigators.
And the NTSB says their investigators will be out here for at least a week, not only piecing together exactly what happened here, but working to make recommendations on how to keep accidents like this from happening again. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, DuPont, Washington.
Here at home, a Manatee County Sheriff's sting operation results in 34 arrests. Operation Hot Batch brought both local and federal agencies to this case. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us live from Manatee County with more tonight. Christopher?
Good evening. This is just the latest in Manatee County's long-running war on drugs, and specifically the drug fentanyl. In cooperation with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the Drug Enforcement Agency, 2.8 kilograms of fentanyl-laced heroin have been pulled off the streets.
This is an everyday job for these detectives and these agents. That's all that they focus on.
The sting operation began in November of last year. The focus was to get to the core of the drug called fentanyl, which is dangerous to take, but also to be around.
Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid, which is extremely lethal and dangerous and deadly. And just a few grams of this substance can kill one upon just contact or exposure.
The sting also got 2.5 kilos of cocaine and 294 grams of methamphetamine. Of the 34 indicted, Sheriff Wells said the worst case was a man called George Calhoun. According to the sheriff, Calhoun staked out the parking lot of a local drug treatment facility to sell to those who were seeking treatment.
That's the lowest form of drug dealer I've ever seen right there.
Sheriff Wells wanted to make clear these 34 are drug dealers, not drug users. To that end, the Manatee County Sheriff is working on its programs to help those who are addicted.
We have initiated Operation Lifesaver, which is a plan that we have to reach out to those that need our help. We give them information. We have specialized deputies that go to their location and try to get them to go to treatment.
Calhoun and the other 33 are facing federal drug charges. Most of them face up to 20 years in prison. We're also told at least 20 other people are awaiting indictment. Live in Manatee County, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thank you. The Sarasota County School District employee is accusing Superintendent Todd Bowden of sexual harassment, and taxpayers are paying for an independent investigation. The school district has hired an Orlando-based attorney to supervise the investigation into a discrimination complaint filed by the woman. Attorney Suzanne DeGresta specializes in government law and serves as the school board attorney for the Indian River County School District. She charges $180 an hour. School Board Chair Bridget Ziegler says the district hired the attorney because of her experience away from the Suncoast. All right, time to get a check on our weather on this Tuesday evening with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, nice day out there. Very warm again.
Yeah, as I said yesterday, too, the only downside will be the fog. And I'm going to show you the time lapse here of Anna Maria webcam. You see all that fog out there looking out over Bimini Bay. And a fog stuck around, broke up a little bit, came back at around 8:30, and then eventually cleared out around 11 o'clock in the morning, and allowing clear skies and nice, comfortable conditions today. Right now, it's 74 degrees, lots of sunshine out there. And the dew point temperature, that's what we look at for the possibility of fog. When these two numbers get close to one another, that fog has a real chance of developing and the winds turn calm. That'll happen again tonight, and it could be rather thick at times. Now, the pressure is 30-15. That's still high, but it is sliding down a little bit. Temperatures currently a little bit cooler near the waters, as you would expect. The Gulf water temperature now at 71, and that's the same temperature in Inglewood right there near the water. Venice at 73, 74 in Sarasota, but notice warmer temperatures inland, 79 now in Arcadia and Lakewood Ranch now at 78 degrees. Well, good news is no fog right now. It's all quiet here across the peninsula. This time yesterday, we had quite a bit of fog still showing up at this hour to the north. It's not there now, but the models are suggesting that it will be back. Now, we're looking for the orange and looks like deep reds to move in. That'll be happening mainly after midnight, and it looks like we could see it back again tomorrow night. More in our forecast. A little bit of changes going on now for Christmas. We thought it might be 80. That may be changing. Scott, back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. A caregiver convicted of trying to kill a 92-year-old man will spend the next 38 years behind bars. Elena Erickson was convicted of attempted second-degree murder and aggravated abuse of the elderly after striking World War II veteran Michael Tristano in the head multiple times with his oxygen tank, and then leaving him on the floor of his home to die. Tristano was in court today for Erickson's sentencing hearing, his family taking the stand on his behalf. Erickson also taking the stand today to plead for leniency.
If you ask him, he will tell you what wonderful care I provided for him, never asking for a dime. But I was obligated because nobody else would step up.
I didn't like her from the beginning, and I didn't trust her motives at all. What does a young woman see in an older man?
The victim flew 35 combat missions in a B-17 bomber during World War II. Homeowners in the West Villages neighborhood of Northport may get new zip codes. A majority of the development is in the city limits and receives services from Northport, but their homes have Venice addresses right now. The Northport City Commission first looked into the issue back in 2010, and now as the city and the development continue to grow, commissioners want an update on future plans. Northport City Manager expects the post office to respond at the end of January. Transportation officials are warning travelers to give themselves some extra time around the holidays. Now you can register so you don't have to worry about the long security lines next year. Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport will host another event for passengers to enroll in TSA PreCheck. This is an expedited screening program that identifies low-risk air travelers and gives them a faster screening experience. Passengers can sign up at the airport weekdays, January 29th through February 9th. And for the latest on local and breaking news, remember to download the updated version of our news app. iPhone users will need to go to the App Store to download this new version. Just look for WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now live in the studio. And Richard, there were no records on Wall Street today.
Scott, hard to believe. We've been so spoiled in seeing gains of hundreds and hundreds of points on almost a daily basis. There's an old saying on Wall Street, buy the rumor and sell the news. Well, the rumor, I guess, has been the tax bill is going to get passed. That certainly appears to be the case. The House has already done so. The Senate expected to do so tonight. And therefore, we did see a little bit of selling, although the biggest loss of the day is less than 0.5%. The top to bottom range for the day, 135 points. Up 58 and down 77. Let's take a look and see exactly how we did finish. And yes, indeed, look at that, a down arrow. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 37.5 points, 0.15% at 24,754.75. That on volume of 688 million shares. The Nasdaq, the biggest loser, down 0.4%, down 31 points at 6,963.85. That on volume of 1,906 million shares. And the S&P, of course, just the same, down 1/3%, not quite 9 points at 2,681.47. Darden Restaurants is a chain. You may not know the name Darden, but I bet you know a lot of the restaurants they own. Olive Garden, sound familiar? How about Longhorn Steakhouse, Seasons 52, Capitol Grill? Well, their stock was up by almost 7% today after the company announced an outstanding earnings report. Revenues were up, earnings were up, same-store sales were up by more than 3%. You put that all together, and that's how you jump by 7% in one day. And Scott, one very impressive statistic, I thought, Longhorn Steakhouse has had same-store sales increases for 19 consecutive quarters. That means one more quarter, and they will have had an increase in sales for 5 years in a row. That is impressive.
Oh, it sure is. People love their steak, I guess.
I guess so.
And you got some late news on FedEx tonight.
Yes, and positive news. It came out after the market was closed, so you should see the reaction tomorrow. But FedEx came in with earnings well ahead of Wall Street consensus estimates, so good for them.
Okay. They're pretty busy these days.
I bet they are.
Richard, thanks so much for the update.
You are welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, firefighters work to contain the large Thomas fire in Southern California. How one woman planned ahead to save her home and others in her neighborhood. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back. He'll take a look at the first alert forecast for the upcoming week. And eating raw cookie dough is a guilty pleasure for many, but health officials warn to keep your hands out of the bowl.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please the special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
Make your holiday season extraordinary with a visit to your local Alfa Romeo dealer. Experience affordable Italian-crafted luxury and world-class performance, like our 2018 Giulia, just announced as the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. MSRP starting at $37,995. Or drive home in the 2018 Stelvio SUV. MSRP starting at just $41,995. Premium comfort and excellent handling, even in the most challenging conditions. Now's the time to shift into season and reward yourself this holiday. Come in and see us today.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
Firefighters in California say they have the Thomas fire now about 50% contained. One woman who built an elaborate system saved her home from the fire and possibly her hometown. Serenray de los Santos reports.
This scary footage was captured from the Thomas fire over the weekend as it threatened many homes in Montecito.
We wanted to save the place, and we knew that to do that we would have to be here.
Lynn Kurz has lived on her ranch near East Mountain View Drive for over 50 years. It was her best friend Bill Myers, a retired fire engineer and building contractor, who came up with the plan to save her house.
My intent was to be here and prepare the structures for the assault. And man, what an assault it was.
Bill engineered a fire suppression system for Lynn's ranch after the Tea fire broke out back in 2008. In the past few years, they upgraded the system, preparing for the next big fire.
We put in these enormous rainbirds to really saturate this place and then just top it off every day, which raised the humidity level to such an extreme. We also have a 5,000-gallon backup water tank. We have an engine to run the whole thing. We have miles and miles of fire hose. We had about 60 gallons of foam on hand, sprayed Phos-Chek all along the edge of the canyon.
Lynn also cut down nearly 100 eucalyptus trees around her property, not only to clear the way for fire danger, but also to create a staging area for fire crews.
I thought for sure that if this was a staging area, there was no way they were going to let us burn. They got the word from high command that that fire was coming too fast, too strong, too hot, too dangerous, and they pulled everybody to safer ground.
This was the site Saturday morning when the flames from the Thomas fire got close.
It was coming down, I estimated, about 15 to 20 miles an hour. It was from rim to rim, and it had the sound of a jet engine up.
2 people against a wall of fire.
We hit the switch and activated this 5,000-gallon tank with these enormous lumberyard rainbirds, and we waited to the last minute on that because we didn't want to wash off the foam.
At one point, they ran out of water and had to get inside away from the smoke, watching, waiting, and praying their plan would work.
We got everything wet, and so far, my engineering's holding up.
Looking back, Lynn and Bill think their actions may have helped stop the Thomas fire from spreading.
You can see we stopped the fire right here at the edge of this canyon from going further down. That center flanking fire would have gone right straight down into the heart of Montecito, and we would have had another Santa Rosa on our hands.
Wow. Seems like we need more people like that to come up with some inventive ways to, not only stop it, but prevent those homes from catching up fire.
All right, some great localized help right there, mitigation, stopping and helping out maybe some others down the road too. So good news on that front is that the winds have died down now in California, and they'll stay that way too for a little while. That will help firefighters get a better handle on all the fires. They still are out there, but they're getting more and more contained each day that the winds die down. For us, the winds have been really light, and that means the fog has been forming overnight with clear skies and light winds and high temperature, dew point temperatures allowing that fog to form. They did burn off pretty quickly though, and we did see a lot of sunshine today. Temperatures moderating into the upper 70s to low 80s. Some high cirrus clouds out there right now, and we're looking for generally fair skies through the evening hours with some fog forming and visibilities dropping. Looks like late tonight. Well, viewer photos of the sunrise from Arthur Conforti sent this in, looking off toward the east across Sarasota Bay there. Beautiful shot it is. And we have a storm system located to the north of us. It's going to stay to the north too, as expected, as high pressure located off the east coast of Florida will continue to dominate our weather and not allow this system to move in, as this low pressure will track basically from the west to the east, bringing rainfall over the deep south, mainly rain, and we'll stay warm here with that east to southeasterly wind component, bringing us that warm and more muggy air tomorrow, and that means the possibility of fog for tomorrow night. And looks like even on into Thursday. Well, temperature right now is 67 degrees in Jacksonville. These are dew point temperatures. You can see they're all pretty high right now. Typically, dew point temperatures are in the low 50s, and that means lows usually fall down to about that. But tonight's lows will be into the low to mid 60s up and down the coast, so expect a very warm and muggy and foggy night. 74 right now, clear skies, and the dew point temperature is high, as I said. Winds are out of the west at 6, and that's that sea breeze that has kicked in, but those winds will begin to subside once the sun sets. The pressure 30-15, not as high as it was yesterday, but still fairly significant high pressure ridge building in. Now, temperatures tomorrow will still be into the mid to upper 70s, maybe a little bit cooler, but not below average. Believe me, we're going to see temperatures staying above average right through, it looks like, Christmas Eve. And then things will start to cool down on Christmas Day now. The models are indicating that, yes, a cold front will eventually move through. Well, this particular model indicating most of the sea fog staying to our north. However, we will see some ground fog developing here along the sun coast. And then for Wednesday night, Thursday, we're going to see some onshore flow in advance of a cold front. And that sometimes does allow us to see quite a bit of sea fog developing. So it could be more more so of a problem tomorrow night and looks like on into Thursday morning. Well, the satellite and radar imagery review showing the heavy rainfall now over Texas and Louisiana, Oklahoma, spreading into Arkansas. And the basic flow now west to east. There's no big drop now from north to south, so temperatures are not all that cold for this time of year. 54 in Denver. It's pretty warm in Kansas City, 46, 51 St. Louis. A couple degrees cooler, but still mild in Chicago at 48 degrees compared to what it can be doing this time of year. But things are going to be changing. Highs tomorrow, 15 in Minot. That's just the beginning of that Arctic air moving in. But look at Denver. Denver will get up to 62 degrees tomorrow. Chicago will start to cool down too. And that's going to be a trend, I think, as you'll see the long-range model forecast starting to show some of that pink moving down southward and purple. And that's that real cold air starting to spill down a little bit further southward, all the way down to Georgia. So look for some cooler temperatures to move in as we wind up 2017. And it looks as though the snowfall cover right now, if it were to be Christmas tomorrow, would only be over the Great Lakes and the Northeast as far as the white Christmas goes. But this will be changing too as that storm pattern shifts and that colder air starts to move down. We'll start to see more snow developing south and into the southern plain states. For boaters, it will be foggy to start things off, but clear up. Light chop out there, seas running 1 to 2 feet. Tides upcoming, high tide will be at 11:58 and a low tide at 8:33 tomorrow morning. Sunset in just about 20 minutes from now at 5:40. Tonight, mostly fair, more fog developing late, and it will be warm, low of 63 degrees. And for tomorrow, look for partly cloudy skies after the fog burns off, a high of 79. And east winds turn to the west at 5 to 10. The extended forecast calling for winter to be warm. 82 on the first full day, which will be Friday. Winter officially starts 11:28 on Thursday morning. And then there's the forecast for the weekend, looking pretty warm, cooling with a chance for showers on Christmas Day. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to First Alert traffic. There's some backup we're seeing on US 301 in Manatee County. This is for drivers heading north. Also some congestion on University Parkway right near the I-75 interchange. Again, for drivers who are trying to get north on the interstate. And then some slowdowns as we head south on US 41 near Northport and Port Charlotte in South Sarasota County and into North Charlotte County. In health news tonight, eating raw batter can be bad for your health. That's why the CDC is now warning people to say no to raw dough. Here's James Dinan with more.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning people to say no to raw dough this holiday season. This time of year, homes are full of homemade raw batters, and it can be very tempting to dig into those cookies, cakes, and breads before they're cooked. But eating any unbaked dough can be bad for your health. Flour, the main ingredient for these foods, is a raw agricultural product that hasn't been treated to kill germs such as E. coli. Any bacteria that lives within the raw product is only killed off when the flour is cooked. Eggs are also another ingredient of most doughs and are only safe to eat when fully cooked and handled properly. They could contain salmonella. So this holiday season, say no to raw dough. Back away from the batter until it is properly cooked. Do not let children play with or eat raw dough. And keep raw foods such as flour and eggs separate from ready-to-eat foods. Finally, make sure you are washing your hands before and after working with any dough. For today's Health Minute, I'm James Dinan.
U.S. health officials want to crack down on the growing number of alternative remedies for fighting illnesses and symptoms. The Food and Drug Administration issuing a new proposal for regulating homeopathic medicines that have been on the fringe of mainstream medicine. The agency is hoping to target those products that pose major safety risks and have been occasionally linked to serious injury and even death. Under the plan, most low-risk products will remain on the market. U.S. health officials approving the nation's first gene therapy for those who have an inherited disease that leads to blindness. The treatment improves the sight of patients. The approval for Spark Therapeutics marks another major advance for the emerging field of genetic medicine. The drug maker said it will not disclose the price until next month, but analysts predict it will be priced around $1 million. Coming up, a music festival turns deadly for a performer in Brazil, how the weather may have played a part in his death. And honesty is not the best policy for one hotel in the Midwest, why a negative hotel review cost one traveler hundreds of dollars.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
At least 11 people are dead after a bus crash in Mexico while transporting tourists. Royal Caribbean confirming it had 27 guests on that bus, which was taking them on a tour of some ruins. It's not known yet how many Americans are among the dead, if any. The story is developing. We'll bring you more information as it becomes available. High winds caused a stage to collapse during a music festival in Brazil. A DJ was killed in the accident. He was rushed to the hospital after suffering a head injury and was pronounced dead after arriving there. There were about 5,000 people at the festival when the incident took place. 3 other people were hurt. Organizers say they followed all the local guidelines in building the stage, but an investigation is underway as to why the festival continued throughout severe weather warnings and strong winds. A tough commute for drivers this morning in Pennsylvania. A multi-vehicle crash shut down traffic on the turnpike there. The view from a helicopter shows multiple damaged cars, including a dump truck, tandem tractor trailer, and at least 3 other vehicles. 100 gallons of diesel fuel spilled from that tractor trailer, and some sections of the turnpike had to be closed while the crash was cleaned up. Fortunately, no injuries were reported. A customer in Indiana claims she was charged hundreds of dollars and threatened with legal action after leaving a negative review about her experience at a hotel. Katrina Arthur and her husband stayed at the Abbey Inn and Suites in March of last year. They say they arrived to find a dirty room that smelled like sewage, with hair and dirt on the sheets. The hotel emailed the couple asking for an online review after their stay, and Arthur did not hold anything back.
And I was honest, and I wanted people to know not to waste their money, not to go there, because I know people save money for special occasions.
After posting the review, Arthur said the hotel charged her $350, and she received a letter from the hotel's attorney threatening legal action. Well, now the Indiana Attorney General's office is filing a lawsuit against the parent company of that hotel.
Conte
partirò, vedo tu hai vissuto con te.
It started as a test for a Massachusetts band, is now an attraction in the city of Watertown. Gilly Asuncao used to be a professional singer in Brazil. He was testing the sound system a few nights ago when he broke into song. Now shoppers make their way through the aisles of the 100-year-old grocery market, listening to carols from one of the store's employees. Asuncao studies computers and works at the market to put himself through school. But if he had his way, he'd like to study music at the Berklee College School of Music in Boston. He sounds like he could do it too. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new tax reform plan here in the United States. We'll tell you about the votes by the House and the Senate and what it means for people here on the Suncoast. And the number of insurance claims because of damage from Hurricane Irma is starting to dwindle down. How long you still have to file your claim.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
This holiday season, share the greatest gift of all, peace of mind. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with EyeSight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. Now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.